And welcome back to White Mountains today. We have Laura Cummings from Birch Book Corner is what I guess this segment.
Know, it's kind of
but it's White Birch Books, right? I know. But I'm so excited to see you on my script. I was like, yes, because you bring the coolest stuff. I mean, you read a bunch, and the shop reflects that and you have a full staff that they do all the recommendations, and it runs the gamut on depending on what you like.
Right. But it's very funny because probably most of the notes in the store are mine. And, because books don't go bad. So, everybody's like, you must read so much. And it's like, it's a lifetime of reading.
Yes, absolutely. It is. And you brought in a lot of cool stuff, too. For the folks that haven't stopped by, it is, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting next to me, it's my favorite place to shop here in the Valley because not only is it books, everyone loves to get books, kids, adults, but you have the coolest little things, like the little felt needle, I forget what they call it, but a little raccoon. I mean,
skinny raccoon, but I love him.
Very skinny raccoon with his little skinny tail, but it's just so cool. But little stuff like this, teacher gifts that are different.
Right. Speaking of teacher gifts, where did I put it? Oh, this is fun. We just got these, and these are tested. I brought these to a family weekend when over the summer. The chat pack, and inside each, there's little cards, and basically they're just questions, and they're not. It's not risque. Okay. It's family. It's for from 3 to 70 or whatever, and it just gets you talking. And it's really funny because everybody's like, oh, that's so stupid,
it's not, though,
the 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
But then we had a great time.
Yeah.
And if it's people you don't know that well, or if it's a just an evening out.
Some of these. I'm going to do these on you right now.
But it's very funny because I had meant to bring these on the trip. And I forgot. And then, of course, we went to a bookstore where we were. We were up in Booth Harbor, and there they were. And, you got to support those other independent bookstores when you're out and about. So I bought them there, and we just had a great time with them. So we have the Chat Pack favorites, and I think we have another version which is more specific, but I can't remember if it's for kids
How
only.
much does this kind of run? General ballpark, do you know?
I want to say it's like $9.99 or something like that.
I'm actually bringing, at Thanksgiving, I'm going to come get these because I'm interviewing my parents for, like a sort of heritage video.
Oh, there you go.
Type thing, and this will be great, because they were really nervous about what I was going to ask them. And it's going to be a positive video, and this would be a great thing.
Well, it was really funny because one of the questions was like, what is the best thing you've ever done in your life? And
have you as a child? I'm sure it was.
Well, yes, I was like, well, that's, I pointed at my son. I said, well, that's my best thing, for better or worse. And one of the other women who's very driven, she's like, well, my best was getting, this degree and getting this job and doing this. And, it's not that she didn't love her kids, but it was just very funny, the difference in how we all, and I think my mother came up with something, so I said thanks, because I wasn't her best thing, but that's okay.
You all walked away disgruntled. Awesome.
And it's funny because you get a little insights into people. So it's a teeny little thing, but it's great fun.
That's great. That'd be good to bring to Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. So, so we've done the knickknacks.
Yes.
Oh, can't forget the fairies and the other little
fairies.
animals.
I'll just put, we just got a whole nother shipment of these in, and they're all different colors and all different, hair.
What do you do with, is this for just a little shelf? Or what do you do with it?
I think her feet are magnetic. Oh. And or she's got some, so you can put her on the refrigerator, I think. But the little girls, we've got a lot of fairy books and the fairy houses and everything like that. So it's just a really fun thing, and you can make it anything you want. You could say this is your special fairy to help you at school, or this is your special fairy for your birthday fairy, or something like that. So it's probably
a book and a fairy.
A book and a fairy.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cute.
So they're all different kinds, and we just got a bunch in, and they're just, the detail is really neat, and they're just fun. They're just pretty.
Good, okay. So, and the other animals, I don't know if Bella got a shot of those.
I just put those out to say.
Those are very popular gifts, book and a stuffed animal for the babies.
We do, actually, I didn't bring those, but we do have some stuffed animals that specifically go with books, like the pout fish.
How much do I love you, or what's that rabbit book?
Yes,
to the moon and back?
Yes, and so we do have some of those too, which are great shower gifts or anything like that. But it's always fun to pair things together. So
all right, and now we're done with our interview because we
run out of time. Buy all these other books.
Yeah, books. Let's get into the books because you brought quite a selection.
Well, let me start with this one. Do you want me to pick a hand, or she got it right there? Okay. Howard Frank Mosher is coming to town on Monday.
Oh.
We are doing a luncheon with him at the Sea Dog Brewing Company. Yummy. And this book, God's Kingdom, he writes a lot about that Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. And he's got this family who weaves through all his book, the Kinnison family. And this is young Jim Kinnison, and he's kind of going through the stories that he's heard from his father, from his grandfather, from their history. And it's interesting. It's really, it's a nostalgic read. It's like nostalgic Howard Frank Mosher. He's a favorite around here, and we're really happy to have him come. It's a luncheon.
Can people still get tickets?
They can still get tickets. We'd love them to give us a call. It's $20. A portion of that goes to the North Conway Library.
Awesome.
And it's a lovely meal. It's a great deal, actually. It's a great meal and a dessert, and then Howard will talk. And one of the things he's going to talk about after having written 15 books is where does fiction come from? And so where do his stories come from and everything like that. So it'll be he's a bit of a master. And I haven't read all of his books, but I really just got a real kick out of this one because it's almost like stories. And some of them, it's like any history. Some are violent, some are sad, some are really poignant or something, but they're your history whether you like it or not.
And would you say an adult book?
An adult book, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Howard, it's like some things really don't end well. It's like Howard.
So adult book, okay. And what, we have Downton Abbey.
Well, we just got this in, and I'll leave that there. I had to put this out. It's a beautiful book. It's the behind the scenes. It covers all 6 seasons so far. So if you are a Downton Abbey fan or you know someone who is, and you most likely probably do, it's got pictures and color and just everything about the series.
There you go.
So
Great
far.
gift right there.
It is. It is a perfect gift.
Now let's talk about the Sky Key, because the cover reminded me of a lot of different series that have been recommended for. Is this adult or young adult?
Young adult. And this is actually the second book of the series, and I just finished reading it. And it does. You were talking about all those books, Maze Runner, Hunger Games. What were some of the other...
Mockingjay.
Right. And even The Insurgent and all that stuff. It's kind of, it definitely falls right into that. And basically the deal is Endgame is here. And the conceit,
there's aliens.
The conceit is that aliens created, that's why we have pyramids. That's where we have this amazing technology that nobody knows where it came from at times. So the aliens helped the American, the human race get started. And there has always been, since the dawn of time, this possibility that they're going to call Endgame. And when that happens, 12 people from the 12 different lines of humans around the world, and they are between like 13 and 20. And so they have been trained every time that you always have an endgame player. When they call endgame, they have to come and then they play. And whoever wins, that's what line survives.
And the others do not.
Right. So this is book 2 after book 1. So they have to get these different keys. The first book was Finding Earth Key. And I will tell you, it involves Stonehenge at the end. Very interesting. And this is Sky Key, and some of the endgame players are actually good at heart, and others, after all their training, are really just total psychopaths.
And so we're looking, this is probably going to be even more series after
I
this?
want to say it ends at
right
3.
Now. Okay.
I want to say, but there's also training journals, some ancillary reading or auxiliary reading, I guess, whichever, that goes with it. So if you just can't get enough, there's more stuff, and there's stuff online.
Okay.
And he puts clues in here. I think it's something like if you can figure out the clues, you can find gold. I
Like in real life?
I couldn't. Yes, for real life, and I can't figure out the clues. But
awesome.
I didn't read it for that.
But put my 12-year-old. He finds out things. That,
Right. So that's quite fun.
Awesome. Okay. So we should probably get on to the other ones.
Let
real
me
quick.
do one younger. This is what we would call middle grade.
Nice, yeah.
Ninja Timmy.
You got to say it like that every time.
Ninja Timmy. And Ninja Timmy, of course, is a cat, and I'm partial to cats. And Timmy, and he's got a couple of friends. They're kind of geeky. They like to make things. This is what the steampunk thing is, where it's kind of Victorian, but they, they have machinery and anyway, they realize that children are there are some beautiful color pictures.
All right, I'm not going to open it too much because I don't want to open up the binding.
Children are being taken from the area, and there's this gang of meanies who are. So Ninja Timmy hooks up with this old toy maker and his friends, and the toy maker gives them all like a little something that's a little magic. So Timmy gets his staff, and another one of friends gets these special goggles and things like that. And it turns out they're all fighting this giant evil bunny.
Wait, I think I saw pictures of the bunny. He's featured in here.
I think he's got crazy blue eyes or something like that.
That's awesome.
And there is a lady cat who flies a plane who becomes helpful. And it's a fun book. I really got a kick out of it. And I kept saying, Ninja Timmy and everything. So it's for that middle grade. Kids could read it to themselves. Be a great one to read too. And really the story is work together and everything like that.
Good lessons.
So,
okay.
Yes.
And then we also have in a continuation of Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin.
For those people who just can't get enough, darn George R.R. I don't know. I don't know what his friends call him. Just George or George R.R. Anyway, instead of writing the next book, he wrote a prequel set about about 1,000 years earlier?
100 years
earlier.
Yeah, 100 years earlier, and Westeros is involved, of course.
Yes.
And, two unlikely heroes, and they kind of. I've just started this book, if you can't tell. It's pretty cool.
I haven't gotten to it yet, and I will, because I love this stuff. I mean, I love the whole Game of Thrones, and winter is coming, and everything like that. So,
Jon Snow in particular.
Yes. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
But it is illustrated, so there's pictures in here.
That is cool, too.
The two heroes.
Right. And it's funny, because this one, we've had it out for a little bit, and I don't know, I would think people would be aware of it. And everything, but it hasn't been flying off, and I'm surprised
it's
because any George R.R. Martin is better than no George R.R. Martin.
There you go. All right, should we do the last three in rapid succession?
Okay, we'll do this really quick. This one I'm reading right now. Robert Galbraith is J.K. Rowling, and this is her mystery series, or not mystery. It features Cormoran Strike, who is a private detective. And these are so good. They're she takes all that stuff she did with Harry Potter, her great descriptions, her great settings, her great characters, and brings it to this kind of world. And
so she writes under a pen name of a guy.
She does. She did this. Her first book after Harry Potter was really kind of got tons of scrutiny and not the best reviews and stuff. And so she put this out. Nobody knew anything for about 6 months. The first book, Cuckoo's Calling, was the first one. And then somebody let it slip that it was J.K. Rowling. And of course, they took off. But they're so good. I was so happy because I read that and I was like, I love this character.
Yeah.
And
I'm coming in getting both.
Yeah, this one starts, he and his assistant, Robin, who there's this weird kind of tension between them. There is, but there isn't, but there is, but there isn't type of thing. And anyway, she gets delivered a body part.
Ooh.
Yes, sorry, but not good.
Adults no.
Right, but from there on out, then it spills out from there, and wrong word. But you start learning a lot about Cormoran's history, which has been like a closed book up until now. So you start picking it apart. It's very interesting.
Sorry,
I know.
Okay,
I know.
Moving on.
Moving on. I'm not even quite sure.
We'll want to wrap on the mayor, or is there another one that you want to hit?
No, we'll wrap on the mayor.
bring it on over.
Okay, bring it on over. This is a brand new novel, just out, getting a lot of attention. It's kind of back to the Fresh Air Fund. A young Dominican girl goes up to the country in New York, and the woman who takes care of her is somebody who really wants children, has her own problems. The Dominican girl has her own problems. Her mother's a little, it's a tough situation at home. She gets involved with horses. She is very drawn to this horse that is basically broken. And so all these broken people start working. And it's not like this happy ending. It really doesn't end that way. But it's still,
a good read.
Yes, it's a good read. And it also, to me, it just explained that gulf. I mean, how do you get an upper middle class white woman who has no sense, and then this young Dominican girl who lives in New York City, and just her life, they're just so different. And this book kind of explains that a little. And
awesome. All right, so lots of selections. White Birch Books. Want to describe the location, because it is such a treat to come into your shop.
Well, thank you. And we have our new paint job, so we've got the nice yellow anyway, we are just south of the park on Route 16 or Main Street or White Mountain Highway, whatever people are calling it. We're across the street from TD Bank, and we're open 7 days a week, 9:30 to 6 on Monday through Saturday, and 10 to 5 on Sunday. We will be closed on Thanksgiving.
Good for you.
Oh, but we'll be open the day after with Plaid Friday.
Yes. Oh, let's talk about that real quick. I know we're running over time.
Yes,
sorry, Hans. But the Plaid Friday, I read that in our event calendar.
Yes.
What's the plaid thing? Is that
plaid thing is
local?
Because we're black is so black. And so
you're wearing black.
I am wearing black because it's not Plaid Friday. I'll be wearing plaid that day. Plaid shows the colors and vibrancy of independent businesses working together.
Is that something that is like a nationwide
thing? It is kind of. It started in California, and you can go and look it up, Plaid Friday. And so the idea is, don't get up at 3 in the morning. Don't go fight 20 million crowds. Come enjoy. It's kind of the same idea as Small Business Saturday, which is the next day. Yeah. And we are not crazy. People are not going to be trampled coming in and out of the bookstore on Plaid Friday. But we'll be wearing our plaid, and if you come shopping on that Friday wearing plaid, you get a discount, and we all go yay, and it's just a fun day.
Do a little Scottish jig at every purchase. Awesome.
Right.
Okay, so that's is that next Friday, Black Friday, right?
Is it? No. Is Thanksgiving that close? No.
I don't have my calendar in front of me. I'm challenged.
No, I think it's 2 more weeks.
All right, so the Friday after Thanksgiving.
You're scaring me.
Sorry.
Yes, the Friday after Thanksgiving.
But anyway, Laura, thank you so much. And they can find you on Facebook as well.
Yes, Facebook, and yes, we do our Hot Pick Tuesdays on Facebook, and our Staff Pick Fridays on Facebook, and it's kind of fun. We're having fun.
It is very fun, Laura. Yes. Always a pleasure to have you here. White Birch Books is heading south. It's going to be right-hand side across from TD Bank and right next to a gas station thing, but pull in there. Yeah. It's right behind there. Yeah, don't get gas. Closed. Bad idea. Go get some books instead. Yes. All right, folks, we'll be back. We have more.